Should you be offering Brazilians if you have never experienced one yourself? Today, I'm going to be breaking down the 7 reasons why I think you should be on the receiving end and the lessons learned that will specifically help you create a better overall client experience and ultimately help you build a profitable, successful waxing business. Keep listening. Welcome to The Rebel Show, the podcast for estheticians who want to grow their business, master social media, and perfect their waxing technique. I'm Brie Mesquit, esthetician, business coach, and founder of Rebel Wax and First to Market Wax Pads. I built a 6-figure clientele, a 7-figure brand, and have trained over 15,000 waxers through my in-person and online courses. Are you struggling to book clients or market yourself? You're in the right place. Each week, I bring real business strategies, waxing education, and no BS advice to help you grow. Let's get into it. So I haven't talked about this topic in a while. It was back in October of 2024, which is crazy to me that that's almost 2 years ago. Like, dude, we've been rocking and rolling on this podcast. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. But this is a topic that needs to be talked about. This originally stemmed from a conversation I saw going on in a Facebook group. And I am one that truly believes you should be getting a Brazilian and be a product of your product if, in fact, you are able to receive a Brazilian. So here are the 7 reasons why I think it's really, really important for you to be receiving a Brazilian if that is what you are specializing in and offering to your clients. Reason number 1 is empathy and understanding of what the client is going through. For example, you will know that on cleanup strips, the wax starts to feel a little bit warmer. You will better prepare your client for that. I know it feels really warm. Count to 3, it will peak and then come down. Like the way you're able to empathize and understand what it is that they're feeling at each stage of the Brazilian and how you're able to talk them through that really drastically increases your overall client experience for them and in turn keeps them coming back and builds that trust with you. So that is reason number 1, and that is a really, really big one. You're just going to be such a better coach throughout the entire service, and that's really big. And one of the best compliments that I've always received in the past from clients is how I walk them through, and even though it wasn't necessarily their favorite experience of getting hair ripped from the root, I made it as comfortable as possible for them. Reason number 2 is you're going to increase the quality of the service you're giving. When you've been on the receiving end, you're going to know what you liked, what you didn't like, how important pressure is. If someone forgets to apply pressure, you will know how crucial that step is. You'll know maybe different positioning or how the treatment table feels or the temperature, like just all the things that come with it. You'll be able to pick and choose. Okay, I really liked this, so I want to do this for my clients, or this was really uncomfortable when they did this. I'm going to make sure that I don't do that for my client. So you'll never know if you haven't experienced it, and it's just such a great way to be able to increase your own quality of service. For example, I used to go to someone who had, after the service was done, she provided a hot steamed like eucalyptus towel. And I thought that was really cool. As the client, I really enjoyed that. Did I bring that into my own practice? No, because I didn't want to do all that laundry. I'm going to be like honest. But as the client, I really enjoyed that. And maybe that would be something if I wasn't such a high volume studio, then I probably would have implemented that into my service as well. Quick interruption to the show. Before you skip though, hear me out. If you're an esthetician or a student and you want real waxing education without dropping thousands of dollars, this is for you. I created a completely free online hard waxing course that teaches you everything you need to know to confidently start taking clients. And the best part is you can work through at your own pace, because reality is most estheticians build bad habits through figuring things out on their own, or they jump straight into a hands-on course without first building their foundation, leaving them just as confused and now out hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars. This training includes all your hard waxing 101, common mistakes, proper technique, full demos from brows to toes, everything in between, including multiple Brazilian demos and even men's non-intimate waxing as well, plus full supplies checklist and even some business guidance. This is for licensed estheticians and students, and yes, it's completely free. Here's how to enroll. Go to training.lashandwaxoc.com/101 or click the link in the show notes below. Tap I want access, enter your first name, last name, and email. You will get an email instantly with your login link, or you can click create your account now on the confirmation page. Use the same email you signed up with and set your password. Make sure you save it so you can log in at any time and bookmark the course page. You'll get immediate access, and you'll even have the opportunity to download a certificate of completion. Takes less than a minute to get enrolled and will change the way you wax. Now back to the show. Reason number 3 is going to be how you communicate with your client on proper prep, proper aftercare, because if you've experienced that yourself, then you will understand and be able to see signs of potential red flags of issues that may pop up for that client. And you'll also, if they do have any issues pop up that you've experienced before, you'll understand how they're feeling and understand how to better work through that. For example, after your first wax, having quick regrowth because your cycles aren't synced up, you're going to understand what that looks like and what that feels like. Or maybe you start dealing with some ingrowns or itchiness when the hair's growing back. Now you know that is a signal that you need to exfoliate. You need to be adding an ingrown hair serum. You need to switch up your body washes. If you break down all of these, at the end of the day, it's being able to relate to the client and what it is that they are experiencing, and ultimately just continue to build that trust. So then it's not you just like reading off of an aftercare freaking chart that you downloaded that I've posted here for you guys. You're like, oh, this is what you understand because you've experienced the importance of each step. And really, it would actually be beneficial for you to have some complications yourself, like the itchiness during the grow out phase or the ingrowns and you not following necessary proper aftercare and then having to backtrack and try to treat ingrowns. Like, that's actually a really great training tool for you to better educate your client on the importance and walking them through that, not only for treating, but now we want to be more preventative with your clients, and you're going to be able to help prevent that. You're going to be able to speak from a place of experience of, trust me, you do not want to be dealing with ingrowns. Like, let's just be preventative from the very start. I'm going to get you started on this body wash, this exfoliation, this moisturizer. We're going to keep you consistent every 4 to 6 weeks so you don't have to experience it, because let me tell you, I've experienced it myself and it's very uncomfortable. So you're just speaking from a place of truth and a place of experience, and they can feel that and know that, and they're going to trust you more. And better yet though, take action on what it is that you are telling them that they need to be doing to achieve the results that they want. Reason number 5 is you're going to be able to continually improve, test different products, feel how different products feel for you, and just improve upon your technique. When you continue to go back, there's going to be little things that you pick up on. Also, it's really cool to be able to see the different stages. Like, your first 3 waxes are so much different from your next 3 and the 3 beyond that, and then having a year under your belt to be able to experience that progression and the results that come with it. You're going to be able to continue to improve your client communication, improve your service itself, communicate better on social media when advertising waxing on what the benefits and results that truly can be obtained, because now you're experiencing that. I've been waxing for 14, 15 years now, and the amount of growth I get is insane. Like, there's barely anything. Like, I probably haven't done my arms in like 6 months, and I have barely any hair, and I used to be a pretty hairy little peach there. So the results are super freaking cool. And to be able to speak from experience and be really confident in what you're selling, of saying like, no, these are the results, not you just hearing about the results that are possible, you experiencing it and speaking from that place is really cool. We were just talking about it here in the office about going to a car dealership. And when you talk to the dealer and they're like talking up this car, all the features, everything, it's the best car on the freaking road. And then you go and ask them like, oh, what color do you have? Or like, which car do you drive? And then they don't drive that car. I'm like, I don't know. You just lose a little bit of trust. And then Ashley behind the camera just said that's literally why they bought their car, because the guy that they were talking to, the salesman, that's what he drove, and he was just raving about it, and then they ended up going with the car. Same thing translates to this. When a client asks you like, well, how often do you get waxed, or how long have you been waxing? And you say, oh, I actually don't wax. Like, it's weird. It's weird to me. Like, unless you have a medical condition or some extenuating circumstance where you literally can't get waxed, okay, fine. But if it's just a choice and you're not willing to go through what you're asking the client to be trusting you in, I just think that's weird. I mean, it's just straight up, I think it's freaking weird, and it's not being a product of your product. I actually felt that way starting to offer brow laminations and tinting, and I had never gotten it done before. I think I've done my lashes. Actually, I don't know if I have. I can't remember. But I booked an appointment, and I went in and I got my brows laminated and tinted. Now I'm a product of my product. I've experienced every single service that we offer at our studio. I've experienced it myself. And I find that to be extremely important and almost a non-negotiable. I did hire a waxer who hasn't, I believe she had been waxed in the past, but she's actually had been lasering because where she worked previously, they offered that. So she had been lasering. So I was like, all right, whatever, you get a pass. She does such a great job though at walking the clients through every step and explaining everything. Also because I've taught her everything to say and at what point to say and at what point clients are feeling different, maybe fluctuations in temperature or a little bit more sensitivity and all of that. So a lot of it comes to the training, but this is your way for you guys to really train up and really be an expert in your craft. Reason number 6 is just your confidence with communicating with your client, which I think I've already really touched on that, but also your being able to sell. So going back to the car dealership, the salesman, like you're not trying to sell, you're just sharing a common experience. And I think that's the best way to sell. It's facts tell, stories sell. To be able to tell the story of your journey of waxing and what you love about it and why you're so happy that you've continued with it and the results you've given, you're just sharing your story. You're not trying to spit out facts and try to be salesy at all. You're just simply sharing. And reason number 7, hands-on experience and just facing discomforts. I got a little ahead of myself on these notes. Honestly, I feel like I touched on that in multiple different reasons, but little things too. It's like things come up, right? You're unable to get in on time and you pass the 6-week mark. Maybe you shave because you are going on a trip and you didn't have time you shave. You're experiencing what that feels like now to come back to it. So you're just, again, it ties in with all of them of just better being able to communicate with your client and walk them through it too. So incredibly important in my opinion. So I'd love to hear your opinion though. What do you think? Do you think that this is necessary in order to be a really great Brazilian wax specialist and provider? And I would love to hear from any of you that haven't ever experienced a Brazilian and you do have a business based on offering Brazilians and you're killing it. I want to hear that too. So let me know. And if you want my full client experience checklist to make sure you are making your clients so happy, not only are they coming back, but they are referring you out, then go ahead and head to this episode. If you're listening on Spotify, you'll head to episode 79. I'll see you guys over there.